This is episode 30 of Cowboy Shit with Ted and Wacey, brought to you by Everything Cowboy.
The big 3-0. How about that?
It's a lot of episodes.
I'm going to be 30 next year.
No.
Yeah,
2020, you're 30?
In 2020, I turned 30. In 2019, I turned 29.
Oh, my God.
How old are you this year, bud?
27.
27? Oh, no, so you're 26 right now.
26 right meow.
You're the same age as Dakota. I can't believe it's not Butter. Our guest
he's
for the show.
He's a month older than me.
A month older than you?
Yeah.
So who was the better steer rider back in the day?
Dakota was greatest ever lived. Like, I was pretty good. I'll give myself some kudos.
Yeah.
Like, I wrote, like, you'll hear in the interview, like, because, like, the CCA was different back in the day. We had the A pool, B pool.
Yeah.
And we were getting on, like, 3-4-year-old bulls and then Dakota and I were the only two guys going two-handed that were in, like, the top 6 or whatever.
Did you get ridiculed hard for that?
Yeah, some people, like
who got mad, though? Like the old grizzly veterans?
Just like a lot of the older bull riders
But where are they now?
Well, it's not even just that. It's like a lot of them rode two-handed growing up too, right?
Oh, and they're trying to give you trouble?
Well, it's just
fuck that.
It's just like, well, even like when Dakota was going to move on to the bull riding, like everybody's like, oh, he's not going to do any good because all he did was ride two-handed. He wins the LRA, WRA, FCA junior bull riding, and he comes back season leader in the CCA.
Yeah.
Wins anyways, but yeah, it was
because he's really good. So
yeah.
All you haters can go F off.
And like we rode a lot of bulls. Like they had do you ever remember a bull of Blaine's called Biodiesel?
Yes.
Yeah, PBR Canada bull. He was a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
We had him at the finals in the junior bull riding that year.
He was like an 84 pointer in the PBRs.
When he first came out, like they were
yeah.
like 86, 88 on him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I mean, anyway, it was funny because like the season leader got to pick the bulls. Like we had bulls that could have been in the open bull riding at the
really?
in the CCA.
Yeah.
The very next year, my brother made it in 2009. Jared Parsonage, he was 84 points, had the highest score of the whole week out of the junior bull riding and the open.
Really?
Yeah, it was not one because their Saturday afternoon would be Schellenberg Day, and we would just tell them bring a load of bulls, and yeah, there were some really good bulls that would come through it.
Oh man,
and we were getting out of two hands.
So, Parsonage was there the same year as your brother.
Yeah. I actually beat out Jared the year before.
You beat Parsonage to make the finals.
No, wait, yeah, but we were just starting. Like we were just kids back.
Really?
In the day. Yeah. Dakota won the year I went. Kane Larson won the year my brother went, and like Jared was there. A few other guys.
Have you done a recent update with Kane and his oversized testicle?
He's doing well.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to Red Deer, but his groin was. But he's okay. He's doing shit.
Okay.
Yeah, he's working, riding horses. I think his balls are normal size.
You haven't checked though. You don't really.
I haven't checked. I haven't seen him for.
If you were a real journalist, you would know this. You would have prepared. You would have been ready.
Dive deep in.
New year, same.
I haven't talked to him actually for a few days since before the new year. But yeah, I'm sure he's doing fine. I haven't heard anything otherwise. Haven't heard through the grapevine.
Maybe they're back to grape size. You don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. I'll give him a call and get an update for next episode for everybody.
How about this winter we've been having so far?
Super strange.
It's pretty nice to not be cold as balls.
It kind of makes me sad though that there's no snow.
Well, but I'm not too sad.
Like I tried to organize.
We'll get it next year.
I tried to organize an ODR night or outdoor rink night for like last week, and it was so warm out the rinks were melting. Yeah, that's kind of depressing.
I saw a really cool rink with lights on it just right by our house over at Thorncliffe. It looked awesome.
Thorncliffe over there.
Yeah, there was lights on it. It looked really nice. They looked like 2 sheets of ice over there.
There's one there is good,
but no boards. Maybe.
I found one on Brentwood by the Brentwood rink.
That one is nice too,
and they must have used a Zamboni out there because it's right by the rink.
Oh dang!
They must.
Dang.
What I want to do before the winter's over is go out to Two Jack with a bunch of people, bring like a little barbecue, have some beers, play some like outdoor hockey in the mountains. It'd be pretty cool.
That'd be neat.
That's on my list.
That'd be neat. What's the highlight of your new year so far, Wacey? How's your New Year's resolutions going? How far did you get so far?
I'm eating better. I'm doing well. I'm being more conscientious of what I eat.
What did you have today? What do we have today? You had a couple leftover sausages?
Yeah. Today hasn't been great. I haven't really left the house yet though. Like last night.
You took the garbage outside.
I've done a lot today. I took the garbage out.
You went outside twice.
Filled up my truck with gas.
I went outside once.
Wrote my draft for my article that I got coming out.
Yeah, Wacey's gonna be a pro writer. You did really good. You did awesome.
Thanks,
good work out there.
Appreciate it.
Hopefully the editors think the same thing. I think it looked good though. Good work.
Yeah, I sent it off to. We'll talk about this another time. But anyways,
so Wacey's a pro writer now.
Highlight so far.
So
I went skiing on the 2nd, and it was a really nice day. I bought some new skis. Yeah, with my student loan.
That's what every student loan child does, isn't it? Like when you get your student loan, you just fucking splurge, right?
I'm lucky. I've got a few scholarships this year, so I can afford to spend a little bit on myself. And that's one thing like I haven't done in a long time. I haven't spent some money on myself, so I bought some new ski gear. It's not even really new. Like the skis I bought were used.
Mostly Kijiji.
Yeah, mostly Kijiji. But anyway,
you're thrifty for being on your student loan. You're being thrifty.
Yeah, so
you're not just going nuts.
And my goal this winter is to get out 10 times.
Oh, so you got one down.
I've got 4.
You got 4 down already?
Third.
3 down.
3 over the holidays. So
Man,
my
right
next
on.
time at Sunshine's, anywhere I go next time is free because I have my Sunshine card. Next time's free.
Yep.
Lake Louise, I haven't used it yet, so my first time's free.
Yep.
And then I have a free day at Winsport if I want.
Well, it's not really free because you paid $100 for the card, right?
But my for my Lake Louise or my Sunshine card, this will be my second free day, and I've paid for 2, so it's a wash for my Sunshine
right on.
card. Yeah.
Evened out.
Yeah. So that's one of my new things that I'm doing this winter is skiing more.
Are you gonna make the cowboy ski race, like the downhill? Are you gonna win at the end, or what do you think? Like, what's gonna happen?
I don't know yet. I have to see how fast these new set of skis are.
Oh, really?
The scary thing,
They're not really fast skis, though. Really, are they? Like, you got to get different skis if you're gonna go really, really, really fast and compete with the people that are winning.
Yeah, I don't know if I have like the weight behind me to win either. Like, you look like
Maybe you need a backpack
not
with
trying
some
to
bricks in it.
not being mean to like Brett Gardner, but he's pretty fast.
He is pretty fast. There's a lot of gravity
big,
on that.
big boy
on his side.
Yeah, and he's usually in the mix and I don't think I'm just
true.
there. I think I'm gonna do better.
What about Riley Harvey? He's pretty fast. Annalise, she's tiny.
And they got like racing skis though, don't they?
See, that's the thing. Skis are important.
Yeah, as I said, you gotta have a fast set of skis. I think I'm gonna do better on the head-to-head race this year because I have a
Okay.
good set of skis.
What should we get for prizes for that? What are you thinking? What would be a good prize for that?
I like the buckle. That's only for the downhill though, right? The buckle is for the downhill.
I'm
winner.
thinking I might switch it up this year. Since I'm working with Montana Silversmith now, and I might get buckles for everything.
I would do that.
Or what about like a money clip or like a knife? Maybe an engraved knife?
I think you could have buckles
maybe a
for your
watch.
the winner, like the winners for the buckles, like a men's buckle and a women's buckle.
Yeah.
And then you have like a prize for fast time.
Yeah, like a couple extra prizes.
Best wreck.
I like it. I like it a lot.
There were some good wrecks last year.
Oh, there's going to be some good wrecks this year too, I'd imagine. And being in April, by the way,
on a Saturday.
recently announced April 20th is the 7th edition of the Canadian Cowboy Ski Race.
And it's on a Saturday, so it's going to be awesome.
And the Sunday is a holiday and the Monday is a holiday. So there's 2 days
2
to
more
recover.
ski days after.
Yeah, you can even ski after the race this year, which is probably going to be awesome.
Same location.
Mount Norquay, Banff. I don't know what we're doing for after party yet. We haven't planned that. We haven't even planned it. So if you want to have a party with us, we're going to be in Banff April 20th. So if you know some
want us
people,
there.
if you know some people, well, you like to party.
So yeah, how's your resolutions going so far?
I didn't make any. I just didn't want to disappoint myself, so I didn't make any.
Fair. Cool.
I really did. Yeah.
How is like
I have my other goals kind of thing.
we're a week into 2019. How are you
this.
feeling so far?
I just opened my page back to this first book, April 4th, 2018. It said I wanted to finish this book within 8 months. Didn't happen. And I was going to write 2 updates per week. Didn't happen. Work out 3 times per week. Yeah, I've done that pretty decently.
Because you can take hockey. You ride the bike.
Yeah, like I've get some in, but I haven't rode the bike today. Like as soon as I got on it, I got a headache, and I'm like, I don't want to do this. I really had to power through that one because it was hard, and then I didn't get it to work until 10:30. But work is in the house, so it was a pretty slow morning. I want to read 10 new books. I did do that.
You're a reading fool.
Meditate. I've been meditating lots.
I have a funny story about Ted for the listeners. So yesterday, I get home. From I was playing hockey. I walk in the door. And we're going to play a game of Catan, for those who don't know. It's a board game, for those who don't know.
Catan.
So Ted and Storm are sitting on the couch reading books. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, so you guys want to play Catan? He's like, yeah, just as soon as this game's finished. And the game that's on TV is the Finland versus USA World Junior Championship game, which had happened the day before on Saturday. And Finland had already won the gold medal, but Ted had been so deep into his book that he didn't realize that it was a day late on the game.
Yep, that happened.
That's pretty funny.
It did happen. Well, we are through segment 1 here today. Let's wrap it up. Get into the interview.
You're listening to episode 30 of Cowboy Shit with Ted and Wacey.
This week on the podcast, we talked to 2-time Canadian champion bull rider and 3-time PBR World Finals. He was the top Canadian in the world standings in 2018, finished number 17 in the world. Dakota, I can't believe it's not butter, live from Connecticut.
Coming at us.
What's going on, guys?
Well, Wacey just shotgunned a box of Smarties. Like it was a shot
Smarties,
of alcohol. Yeah. Just like one shot, like, like Halloween, like a kid that like just gets home from Halloween and just darting through all his candy. That was Wacey a minute ago.
Need a sugar rush.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I can see it.
I just had a nap, so I was a little grumpy when I woke up.
Ted was.
But I'm good now.
Oh, good.
So tell us what you're doing.
Just I'm in Connecticut for a couple of days here. Me and Matt Tripler down. We're doing some advanced concussion testing stuff.
Okay.
It's something that the PBR is eventually going to have everyone on tour do. It's something you want everyone to have peace of mind. It kind of goes a little more in-depth on things. So it's just, they're just looking out for us, and it's going to make things a lot better for sure.
Okay. And are you and Triplet together still, or you guys have to head back soon, or what's going on?
He went to eat right now, and I'm just chatting with you guys.
Okay.
Lucky you.
Lucky you, yeah. You, so where did he go? Did he go to Hooters, or what's Matt's choice of restaurant?
I don't know. There's not a whole lot around here. Kind of a. I honestly do not know where he went. There's not a whole lot around this place.
So on the next episode, we'll find out where Matt Triplet went. Where in the world is Matt Triplet in Connecticut?
Isn't Hartford in Connecticut? Like, is where the Whalers are from originally?
Yeah, I'm actually like not too far from Hartford.
Okay, cool.
Did you get a jersey?
No, I'm flying out of there though.
You're flying out of Hartford to go back to Saskatoon, or what?
I'm going to Chicago from here.
Oh, right to Chicago. Oh, because you're doing PR for Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Get to go to a Blackhawks game. That'll be pretty fun.
That's cool.
So this podcast is actually going to air after you drop the puck at the Blackhawks game. So why don't you tell us about how awesome it was dropping the puck at the Blackhawks game?
Oh, I hope I don't have to drop the puck.
No, you do. I heard that today on the phone call. You do. You're dropping the puck. For a freaking Blackhawks game. That's big time,
man. You should
man.
be Jonathan Toews.
And whoever they're playing. Who they're playing.
The Predators.
Ooh, and Roman Josi.
You get to drop the puck for those two yahoos.
That's pretty cool,
Oh,
man.
that'd be sweet. I heard I get to shoot a puck though at intermission.
Really?
I
Good
hope
thing. Good thing you played hockey before, though. Like, this isn't nothing new to you.
Yeah, I hope I can keep her straight.
Dang. Well, by the time this one airs, we'll know whether or not you got it in or not. So
When is the last time you played hockey or skated or anything along those lines?
I skated in like September, I think it was, but
that's
before
not
that,
bad.
it's been quite a while since I played shinny.
Damn.
I hadn't actually played hockey since I was 18.
Yeah. Remember you came to one of my games one time in Turtleford, I think it was.
Turtleford?
Not
Wait.
Turtleford. No, it was when Rosetown and Kindersley were combined, their midget team.
Oh, yeah.
We can't remember what the rink it was, but there's like the balcony behind my net, and like all the Kindersley dads and Rosetown dads, because we had a big line brawl the game before, and they're all standing behind me and like calling me very bad names.
The dads were calling you bad names?
Yeah, the dads wanted to fight me, all of them.
Did you block or somebody, Wacey?
No,
Maybe.
I punched a guy though. It was a big,
With your blocker?
My dad got jumped in the lobby of the Watson rink after the game at my home rink.
Really?
By the other dads. And then the other game, Dakota was at the other game. It was pretty wild. My brother fought some guy.
Did they try and fight your dad?
4 dads jumped my dad in the rink lobby.
How'd they know it was your dad? That you were the bad guy on the ice?
You know who my dad is at a hockey game when we're playing.
Did he earn it?
He didn't earn it. Like, you don't get jumped by 4 people. Yeah, like, I mean, yeah. It was my brother and I ran out of the room with like our Under Armour stuff still on, chased these guys on the bus with their hockey sticks.
Really?
And they just peeled out of town.
Probably deserved it anyway.
That was wild. Anyways.
Damn. So where did you fit into this debacle, Dakota? What happened?
Well, this wasn't in the Kindersley, like the game in, I think it might have been in Rosetown. I don't know where it was. But Dakota and I are friends. We're friends from way back, for those who don't know. He had just texted you and said, I'm playing in that town. You said you're coming to the game or something, and you ended up being at that game. But nothing wild happened in that game. I think there's a couple fights and stuff, and one guy tried to fight me, but
When was this? Like Pee-wee or what?
midget hockey had been probably 16, 17.
So were you playing double A, single A?
Double A midget.
Okay. Damn. Going way back.
I don't
here.
remember.
You don't remember that? Where did you play hockey, Dakota? Did you guys play against each other at all?
I don't think so.
No, I just played A. I didn't play double A or anything like that. I played on Eston and Econia.
You played for them?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess Etonia wasn't very far from you either.
Yeah, where my parents live is kind of between Kindersley and Eston. It's about the same distance between both.
Oh, okay. So is that where you met the Beckers by chance?
I just met them with Blueprint down the road.
Oh, okay.
Rodeos.
Okay. Now you guys are really good friends. They come to a lot of events with you guys and come to the finals different times.
Yeah, there's been a few events of ours, and yeah, it's been good.
Well, Wacey's going to lead this interview today. He's
He's my
doing
first.
most of talking.
It's my second time actually, but we'll see what we can do here. I want to start off with back in our like junior bull riding days, back in the CCA. Because whenever I talk to people about you and back in those days, I think of you as the greatest two-handed rider ever in all of all time. And I just want you to talk about that and kind of how that shaped you into what you are today as a bull rider.
Well, we got criticized a lot for that.
Oh, for
riding
sure.
them little bulls two-handed, but I don't know, it didn't seem to bother me a whole lot. It kind of helped shape me a little differently because being two-handed, seemed to be a little bit harder to ride the bulls two-handed. And then when I went to one-handed, it wasn't really much an adjustment because I was used to that feeling a lot more weight two-handed. And when I went to one-handed, there wasn't as much there. two-hand.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of got all my balance and everything, and got all the fundamentals working properly before I switched to one. So that helped me that way a fair bit, I believe. And just there were some ranked bulls we got on two-handed.
Oh yeah,
We shouldn't have been getting on.
Yeah,
shouldn't have been getting on in the juniors probably.
Yeah, I remember. Well, the finals in '08. I think every bull I got on that week, the loop on my rope. Like I almost had to take the loop out of my rope. Every bull was so big, and that was you.
Yeah.
That year, I think I only saw you buck off one time, and it was at the finals. That big white bull of Chris's walk on by. Yeah. And then I was telling Teddy about this the last, I think we were just talking. Remember at the Chinook finals in 2008 when you like got knocked out on that white cow and you still rode her?
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
That was the last two-handed ride I ever did with that cow.
That was after, no, it wouldn't be the last 200 ride because we had the CCA finals after that. So I want to talk about like your path to the pros too. Like you, like in my eyes, your path was a little bit more unconventional than most guys. Like you took the path you did, like the Little Britches, the CCA. Then you went on to Alberta, went to their junior bull riding associations. Then you came back to like the semi-pro bull riding, as opposed to like some guys. Like I know back home, a lot of guys would just do the junior bull riding and jump right into the open. Just kind of talk about how your path differed that way to the pros as most guys.
Where like I grew up, I was right on the border. I was kind of right in the middle of everything. Like it was 4 hours of Regina or 4 hours of Calgary. So I had more of an option where I wanted to go. Kind of started playing around with Little Britches a little bit. And then as I got a little better then, moved to the KCRA, rode there for a few years. When I first started, I always wanted to set goals, accomplish those goals, and then move on. Not kind of overwhelm yourself with too much at a time. And Donnie Johansson told me this. The first year in school I went to was Donnie Johansson and them boys. And when I was 10 or 11. And one of the first things Donnie says is set your goals, achieve them, and then move on. And that's kind of what I've been doing my whole career. I've set a goal, work towards it until you achieve it, and then set new goals. So I went to KCRA, and then I won those finals, and I wanted to try something a little harder. So that's when I went to CCA, got in the junior bulls there. And then I think it was 2007, 2008, I won those finals. And then I was getting older. I wasn't quite ready for the open bulls yet. So then in Alberta, the FCA LRA, they had junior bull riding. I think it was 15 and 16. You could ride one-handed. So I went and rode there for a couple of years. Just kind of let my body develop. I knew I wasn't ready for the open bulls yet. So I took it slow, went there for a couple of years, and then went back to CCA for 1 year, I think. I rode open in CCA, maybe 2.
You'd have been the same year or Stetson won it. Would have been that year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2010 maybe?
Yeah, 10 or 11.
Yeah, that year I went there. I bought my CPRA card and I just went to a handful of rodeos, like maybe 15. I just kind of got my foot wet in the pro rodeos. I wasn't quite ready yet. Like I was getting a few checks, but I wasn't quite there yet.
Yeah, not to where you wanted to be, obviously.
Yeah, I wasn't mature enough yet for it. So I rode CCA for the rest of that year. Then next year, I started the year off good and just went hard to the CPRA. And then, I worked there for 5 years. I rode just CPRA and then reached my goal that I wanted to accomplish there, getting the season leader in the finals and getting the Canadian champion. And then after like 4 or 5 years of that, I was just kind of getting not really bored, but I wanted to try something different. So I was going to the same rodeos year after year. I was kind of getting bored of it. I wanted to try something different. So then I got my PBR card and started playing around with those a little bit. Did that I only went to a handful of those for the first couple of years. That would have been 14, 15, I think. And then 2016, I went to a lot more. I went to those. I kind of made them more my priority than the rodeos. And then lucky with the opportunity I got with Ty, getting back on tour and he gave me a spot at the Velocity final. That kind of really set me up for where I am now because that extra opportunity I got bumped me into the finals and then set me up for the next year. And then, that's about where I am now.
So, in comparing, like you talk about how you CPRA rodeoed for a long time and you dominated that level. Now you're at a point where you're competing with the best bull riders in the world. Like, how would you compare the difference between, say, the like rodeo compared, like bull riding kind of comparison we always see a lot about? Like, which one do you prefer?
The rodeos are a lot of fun. Like, I do miss going to the rodeos. They're a lot more relaxed. You hang out, have fun with your buddies, fool around, watch the other events. Like, I love all the other events of rodeo, like buddies and barebacks, bronc, and everything. Just a lot more laid back. But the PBRs, they're down here. They're so much fun too. It's so intense and it's pyros going and everything. But it's good to use stepping stones to build your confidence up, get to where you want to be, get your consistency at one level, and then push yourself a little more, get yourself out of your comfort level, challenge yourself more, and then move up. That's kind of what the rodeo did with the PBR. It took me a while to get my consistency in the rodeo, and then I got comfortable with my consistency there, and then went to the PBR. So it depends how you work. You can get on a pile of bulls and rodeo, but you can get on a pile of bulls and PBR too. Like, go to a PBR one night, you can get on, a long round, short round, you're getting guaranteed 2 bulls. Night where rodeo, you can go to one, get on one one good bull, make a pile of money. But when it comes down to it, I love the rodeos. I love PBR. I just love bull riding. They're both awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like you touched on it when you're talking about like your road to where you're at now. It's like you dominate one level, move up to the next level, challenge yourself, and you just keep repeating that process, and that kind of builds a good foundation for where you're at now.
Yeah.
So you're coming off your best year in the PBR as of yet. What do you have in mind as goals for 2019, and kind of where do you want to go and where are your priorities set?
I really want to get in that top 10 this year after the World Finals. That's my goal. That's what I'm going to be working for all year. If I have to go a little harder in the summer, it's something I'm going to have to do if I want to get there. That's my goal, main goal, getting top 10.
For sure. And then a lot of things that we don't really talk about with guys is like outside of the arena, like what are you doing to make yourself better and to keep yourself competitive? Like you don't really get to see that side of it too often.
I've watched a lot of videos and stuff. It's kind of how I've always been. I really analyze myself on videos, kind of figure out what's going on. I watch a lot of other guys too, see what's working on with them. That's just something I stick to. And there's like I still talk to John Johansson once in a while, and Cody Custer's at the events lots of times too. Talk to him. With PBRs, there's so many great bull riders around all the time. You always have like the greatest help for that. If you're having trouble with something, there's 10 guys you can go walk back and talk to. Say, hey, what's going on? 2 years ago when I was having such a hard time, there was more than one guy came up to me and told me what I was doing wrong, but it wasn't sinking in, where someone else came up and told me the exact same thing, and for some reason it sunk in. This is finding the right people that click with you. And there's so many guys that to talk to, and that's what I've been doing, sticking with.
For sure. So you talk about, you're like touching on what you're saying before, like you have so many people available to you. Like, is there a particular person who's become like, say, a mentor for you at that level?
One guy I've always looked up to is Chris Shivers, but I have yet to meet him. He's one guy I'd love to meet one day, but I haven't seen him at an event yet.
Okay. Ted, you got anything?
Dakota, you talked about getting to that next level, and you have lots of help at the events and whatnot, but what is it that you need to do to get to that, to take that next step and to bump yourself to a top 10 bull rider in the world?
Keep myself healthy. That was something 2 years ago that really plagued me. I'm not that old, but I'm really feeling it a lot more than I did a couple of years ago. I'm really having to work on that, keeping my body, everything working how it's supposed to. And I got one of them little, not medicine ball, but one of those little, can't remember, they're like weighted balls that I stand on. That seems to be helping quite a bit with my balance. I noticed just even doing like our concussion protocol stuff, it's really helped my balance tests and stuff are getting a little better, I've noticed. And yeah, just working on staying healthy is the main thing I've been working on at home. That's
one thing that Mooney, that he confessed to doing, is standing on that medicine ball kind of like every night kind of thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, just pretty much every day I walk by, I'll see it there, I'll stand on it, watch TV for a while or whatever. You'd be surprised how much that ball stretches muscles everywhere, like even in your groin and everywhere. It's kind of shocking, actually.
I got one of those downstairs. Maybe I should bring it upstairs, Wace. We can practice.
Watch hockey and stand on it.
Stand on the medicine ball. Mm-hmm. Improve our balance.
What other techniques are you using to kind of maintain your health and keep yourself in tip-top shape through the grind of a full season?
Keeping a positive attitude, it's something my eyes really been opened up down here, that you can't let a bad weekend bother you. It only takes one bull to change everything around. In 2016, I'd have a bad weekend, it would bug me, and it'd show the next weekend. Last year, if I had a bad weekend, that weekend's gone. I got a new bull today. That's a huge factor. That's what I tell any of the guys that come down that are new, is you can't let anything bother you. It only takes one bull. And it's really been helping, too, keeping that attitude.
What's it like been with the surge of like Canadian talent coming down there now, like Lonnie West, Brock Radford? I'm sure there's going to be some more guys knocking on the door this summer. Like, how does that help you in your preparations?
I love having all the guys down here. It makes me feel more relaxed. I got boys from home and grow up riding with them guys, so it's just like riding at home somewhere. Everyone's friends down here, but it's a lot different when you have your best buddies from childhood around it. We're a team down here.
And speaking of teams, how about the next edition of the Global Cup coming up in Arlington here next couple weeks?
Yeah, we got a strong team going in, and I'm looking forward to it. Hope everyone can stay healthy this year leading up to it, because I think we're going to have a pretty strong showing again.
What is it going to take for us to win it?
Keep riding our bulls, take one bull at a time, and the last two Global Cups we did just that. I think we just need to keep doing what we've been doing. And in Australia, we really come together as a team. It was pretty cool to be around, just showing how Team Canada, we didn't leave each other's side the entire time we were there, and it was so much fun. I think it really helped all of us bond more together, and it was an awesome bull ride, and it was pretty cool how all of our friendships got stronger.
How would you compare the team dynamic at the Global Cup as compared to a regular like UTB event? Like, do you prefer the team aspect better, or like just the regular events?
Riding as a team it's so cool. Like, I can't even describe it. You just got to, like, to be there in the atmosphere. Everyone's waiting to see who's going to do what on their ride, and it's so much fun riding for more than just yourself. You know, you got the whole country and team. If you buck off at a UTV event, you bucked off for yourself. If you buck off there, you bucked off for Team Canada. Everyone else that's wearing that jersey. It's something that we never get to ride as a team. It's once in a while thing, so it's fun. I really like it.
Last time you rode at Cowboy Stadium in Arlington, your helmet and glove and mouth guard got stolen. Do you?
You let them get away with it.
I'm sorry. I saw the guy. And
the truth comes out.
I didn't know what was going on, and I didn't know it was yours, so I apologize. But do you need some security down? Like Wacey's looking for some work. If you need some security for your stuff,
I'll come hang out.
Yeah, I need some backup for Team Canada down there.
A bike lock. That's what you need.
Just start bike locking your stuff. Oh man. Talk about the last year though, and I was looking at some of your stats, and you finished number 30 in the world in 2016 in the PBR. You finished 26th in 2017. You finished 17th in 2018. You've won $300,000 US already in the PBR. Last year you won over 111,000. Talk about the success you had last year in those 390-point rides and just the year you had. You didn't win a UTB event compared to Nampa the year before, but still a great year.
That's something like we were talking about earlier. Every time I'd move up a level, it kind of took me a year or two to get comfortable and kind of get more consistent. And 2016 was a rough year for me. It was kind of a growing year. Last year I just felt more comfortable on the bulls and on tour, traveling every weekend. The traveling really gets to a guy, but kind of knowing more how to manage things took a lot of pressure off just there alone. So kind of getting that comfort level and growing as a rider yourself, I'm hoping I can keep progressing like how I did in the rodeos, PBR Canada.
And will you end up coming to more of the Canadian events this year? And is maybe winning the PBR Canada Championship a goal of yours?
Yeah, I'm really planning on. I'm wanting to go a little bit harder this summer. I didn't go to much last summer. I kind of took it off. It was nice to have a summer off for once, but I think I'm ready to make it around at PBR Canada. It's something I've never really took around that. I just kind of went to the events and whatever, but it's something on my goal list. I want to get PBR Canada title too. In
regards to that, and in regards to between all the flights you're doing all year, there's really no off season. Like you kind of had some time off between the World Finals and New York, but I mean, there's not much time off otherwise. Like having that summer is kind of one of the only chances you get your body to rest though too. It's kind of a trade-off.
Yeah, it's kind of give and take. It's gonna have to see how things are feeling coming up to then. All I really had off was December. It's really not a whole lot of time, but for myself, I feel like anytime I take a break, it does my body a lot of good. I seem to ride a lot better when I come back from a break, so it's kind of just see how things are going up until then and decide it closer to that time.
Well, because it'll depend too, because I mean, you can win. Like what did Jess win? Like 825 points, 900 points when you include the 15-15. You can win 900 points at one event, one major event. Whereas in Canada during the summer, you're going to be able to win 60 points at a touring pro division, or you're going to be able to win 170 at a velocity, like at a monster tour event. Like, is the trade off worth it to get on that many bulls sometimes, or is it not? What do you think?
Yes and no. If you need the points, you got to go get the points. But if your body needs heals up, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Your body needs heals. If you're riding hurt, you ain't going to do any good anyway. You're just going to do yourself worse. It really depends on how your body's feeling health-wise and point-wise, really.
What do you keep busy at during the week? And tell the people about your schooling and the accounting work, too.
I haven't worked on it the last couple of years, but I'm about halfway done through my credits for my accounting certificate. I was working on it my January to April semesters because that was my off season when I was rodeoing. But since I've been on tour, I haven't had enough time to be working through the courses. They take some of the classes are 40 hours a week they need to be worked on, and I just don't have the time being home a couple of days a week. So I've been taking a break on that and seeing a couple of years if I'm still interested in accounting or not. I want to continue it, but typically when I get home, usually I get home Monday night, wash all my clothes, get stuff ready for the weekend and relax for a day or two, work on whatever's sore and pack up and hit the road again. January to April, there's not a whole lot of time to kill at home, so I'll just kind of enjoy it when I am there.
And then like a week like this week, you go from New York to Connecticut and then over to Chicago for PR, and then you're going to do you go to Denver too?
I didn't enter Denver because that's what I was thinking. I'm going to be gone for 12 days. I need to be home for a few days after this stretch of 12 days here.
Okay. But otherwise you would go to Denver and then you go right to the next one. I don't even know where that is right now, but then you go
Phoenix.
Phoenix, yeah. Then you're home for a few days and you go right back to Oklahoma City, or just booking that flight. When we we were talking here. So
and after Oklahoma City, we got to be in Arlington that Wednesday, so it's really not a whole lot of days between.
Yeah, dang.
How many cows you got around these days?
There's a dozen around and about 8 bulls. Then I had 11 calves this year that are getting weaned.
Enough to keep a guy busy, anyways.
Well, there's enough. There's enough to keep a guy busy anyway.
So finishing up here, is there anything else that you got, Wacey, question-wise?
I think we've hit everything I need to talk about or can think of anyways.
Okay, let's get your definition of cowboy shit, since that's the name of the podcast, Dakota. What do you got?
Definition of cowboy shit.
By Dakota Buttar.
My definition of cowboy shit. Shooting the shit, having fun, doing it.
That's your definition?
That's the Dakota Buttar version.
Yeah.
Dakota Buttar's definition of cowboy shit. Perfect. There's still stuff I want to talk about. I want to talk about those big rides this year, like riding that bull, Rising Sun in Milwaukee, and then the Inferno ride. Yeah, but you're 90.5 on
bottoms
Rising
up.
Sun.
He was 90 or 89 and some on bottoms up, wasn't he?
Well, maybe, but I was just talking about the 90s. The Brown Boots Chrome and Inferno and Columbus. Just talk about those 90s, because that was something we talked about earlier this year, where it was like another echelon, another level where you're riding those short round bulls, and that's where you really fucking get paid in the PBRs. Like, you don't get paid for being like 4th or 5th place. Like, you get paid if you're fucking 1st or 2nd.
Yeah, it was kind of something. I was like feeling like I was never gonna get a 90. He's freaking a 25 already, and I hadn't gotten any. It was getting kind of frustrating because I was so close on a bunch of good bulls, and I just come up short. But Brown Boots Inferno was the first one, and he was the second short gold bull that I rode on tour. It took like a big monkey off my back to finally get that 90. It kind of gave myself a little more confidence. Hey, I can ride them bulls. And then I got on Chrome, Canada there. He bucked me off a couple of years ago. Inferno went into my hand, and Chrome went away. And it really shot up my confidence. Everything was feeling good. And when I had Rising Sun, when I finally got Rising Sun in Milwaukee, I wanted to get on that bull for a long time. I had a good pick and finally got to get on him. That bull felt just like a dream. Like, he feels awesome. I'd like to get on that bull every weekend.
At the World Finals, you were kind of you were riding a bit of a heater, kind of like after Milwaukee, but then the finals didn't quite go as you wanted to again. It was kind of like you're right on the verge, but then you kind of got beat up a little bit and just kind of hosed a little bit. Like one round, you were like 7.99, weren't you?
Yeah, 7.99, 7.98 on the last two.
Yeah, fuck.
That was a heartbreaker, but I should have been riding for 9 seconds, not 7.99. That was my fault, but I felt like I was doing everything right up until those points. And the one bull, I was going to be probably 90 on him, too, if I would have done my job right. But the first couple rounds didn't go good. That one bull, he was a tough draw. He was not one anyone would really want to get on. But then got that third round bull road, not for a whole lot, but yeah, then last two got away. That could have made my year in the top 10, but it's something to live and learn by anyway.
And what about this last weekend in New York? Just kind of go over that a little bit. It just kind of didn't go your way at all either. You kind of got beat up. And
it was just kind of the same thing. Nothing seemed to go my way.
Buck and battle, you were like 7-6.
The first round I got on the bull I'd been on before. He kind of snatched me up out of there. I couldn't get sat back down. So I took a 15-15 bull quite a ways, but he got me. Kind of the same thing happened on my bulls. It came over the front shoulder, but second round I got a bad go out. My bull came out backwards and kind of sat me back and then brought me and stomped all over me, and then it was just a bad weekend all around.
On to the next one.
Yeah. Forget it. She's gone. New weekend coming up.
Oh, for sure. Well, cool. I think that's probably about good, eh, buddy?
I think so. I have one more question.
Okay.
Heading into the new season, is there one bull you want to get on more than any of the ones going down the road?
Besides Rising Sun.
Besides Rising Sun?
You can't pick him every day. If you could pick him every day, you could, but this is real life, and it's not that easy.
Bottoms Up from JW Hartz is another good bull that feels really good that I'd like to get on again.
What about a new one that you haven't been on?
Yeah.
I'd like to get on Budokan.
Okay.
One of Kyle Walgren hauls, he looks good. He doesn't get rode very often, but he looks like he'd feel good. He'd be around into my hand, and yeah, I think he'd be awesome.
Well, awesome, man. Well, thanks for doing this. Go get some food in you. Figure out where Triplet ate at.
Cool.
Okay, man. Thanks,
thanks guys.
All right, awesome.
Thanks, Dakota.
Catch up again soon.
This is Cowboy Shit with Ted and Wacey, brought to you by Everything Cowboy.
Thanks again, Dakota Buttar, for being on the show this week. We appreciate it, man, and I want to see you do good this year. And speaking of your story, you mentioned Ty, and for those that don't know, Dakota was mentioning Ty Posabon. In 2016, Ty qualified for the Velocity Tour Finals, I believe is the top Canadian because he won the Canadian PBR Canada title. Mm-hmm. So with that, he got to go to the Velocity Tour Finals, but Ty the week before in Tucson, I
He
believe.
already made it to the finals.
He made the finals, yeah. Like he was safe enough that he was fine. He wasn't going to get knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
So what he did was he gave the spot to Dakota Buttar because Dakota was second in Canada. So he gave Dakota the spot. Dakota made enough points at the velocity finals to make the world finals.
He finished top 35 after that.
Yeah, he finished 30th in the world because he rode a high test in the last round and placed I think he placed second in the round. He won like $18,000 US.
Mm-hmm.
For that. And Ty that year won. That was the year he won. He took fourth.
110,000, something like that.
Yeah, won 105 grand at the finals. So Dakota has a lot to thank Ty for, and I think a lot of us have a lot to thank Ty for after what's happened with the foundation the last 2 years and everything that the foundation's done for the sport. And it's not as much that as it's Ty and the people that donate and the people that give their time to it. And I feel
People
like,
representing merchandise, like buying merchandise and wearing it, and like we're spreading the
helping
word
the
out there.
brand and helping spread the word. And you know, we've seen a lot of guys now take care of themselves better after hearing the story. And you know, between the videos we've done now, the second one just came out. Ty's, I mean, he's gone, but he's not forgotten, and his legacy is still
Living on in a good way.
on.
Yeah. It's amazing what's happened even in a short amount of time. Like the amount of education that's become available to people.
Yeah.
People are actually taking the time to listen and learn more about what concussions can do and how you get better and how you can take the time to make sure you're fully healed and all that kind of thing. It's pretty remarkable how far, like, considering where we were at beforehand, where it was like virtually nothing, to where we're at now in 2 years. It's amazing. And it's pretty cool to see, like, from what I've noticed is the young guys too really taking care of themselves. Even not even like with head injuries, like the guy will get banged up and he'll take a couple extra weeks off just to make sure he's okay. And I think people are starting to realize more that you got to be 100% to do this, right? Like,
oh yeah. Well, and one of the stories that was shared on the anniversary of Ty's passing was from Coy Robbins, and Coy said that he would have probably got on the next day after, like, I don't know if he got knocked out or dazed or what happened, but he got a concussion the first night of the Global Cup, and it's still the guy's choice for the most part that if they can ride or not. But now Coy, he chose not to ride the second day at what was the biggest event of his career so far.
Yeah, like the biggest event in Canada ever.
Yeah. And he sat out because of what happened with Ty. So I think I'm really happy to see that. And I think a lot of people are really on board with this. But then there's a few times now where, like, well, who was it? Was it Marcus Gloria this summer that got knocked out at Prince Albert or something, and he went to ride at Alex at the BRC the next day?
Yeah.
Where there's stuff like that where I don't know if he doesn't comprehend the story of what happened with Ty yet, or if he doesn't know,
it's a matter
or
of being uneducated. Like, he doesn't know, probably.
Maybe he doesn't know, right?
Or he doesn't care. I mean,
and then went and won the 100,000 at the Calgary Stampede this year too, which is pretty cool as well. But I mean, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Like some stuff in place in Canada, they still can't tell the guys that can't ride, which is fucking ridiculous. I think, and it's still like it's a matter of whose fault it is and who can do this and who can do that and getting the, like the permission. But I mean, like fuck, guys they buy their card. Like if you buy your card, I think it should be
a rule,
right? Like, is that
like
not,
you compare the NHL players, like if their team doctor says they can't play, they're not playing.
Well, and I realize they're on a contract.
And it always comes back to like the NHL players don't make any money. Like if they don't play, they're on contracts. And if we don't ride, we don't get any money. Yeah. But still, you got to be able to step back. But okay, is it really worth me getting on this bull now? Yeah. When my head's all messed up, just to win whatever. If I
10 grand, 5 grand,
you could be a vegetable the next thing, right? Like.
Even the other day, Jess Lockwood clearly got what would look like a concussion, and we could be wrong, but comes back and wins 100 grand in that day. Like, I mean, that's where do you draw the line? And they have protocol at that level. And do we even know if that
you can instantaneoally tell that?
Can you tell? Yeah. Like, are the after effects can you even tell within 20 minutes after you get a concussion? Like, I don't know. And I just had a conversation with Adam Jameson the other day at the retirement party for Scott Schiffner. And Adam's been out for I want to say 2 years now.
2 or 3 years, because he's been out.
Yeah,
he
with
quit about the same
concussion
time
stuff.
I went down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said that he saw someone the other day, and one thing that they said is that they still don't know shit about concussions. Like, they're still the research, they're still stumped for the most part on a lot of stuff. Like, they don't even know. So I don't know.
I think we've talked about this before about how rodeo and bull riding needs to come together. I think this is where you can unite and come together and
part of it. Yeah.
Then that's part of the problem. Like, a guy can get knocked out and can't ride in the PBR, but he can go compete at a pro rodeo or
even
a BRC,
a guy can
go like you
get
said,
in trouble.
Alex.
Yeah, or do that, or like even the blacklist is one thing where a guy can go and be banned from one association, but go and ride at another one, right?
Yeah.
Or like even the guys that run up a bill with the CPRA and then they go to the PBRs, or they go to the BRCs, or they go somewhere else. Like it's kind of, I don't know.
I'd
I
like
think
to
it would
see-
benefit everyone to be under one umbrella.
I'd like to see a thing to be adopted, like with the NHL with the concussion spotters. Like just then, like they don't pull them out of the game. Like they just make them go for the test, and if they can go, like you're fine. You go through your baseline, but
we don't even have the test yet with some of the stuff. Like some places do, but like
that's why you do the baseline.
Rodeo's even further behind, right? Like they don't have. Like, we at least have sports medicine at all the events because of the Ty Podsbon Foundation in Canada. But that doesn't even count in the States and then the rodeos are a whole nother bag of worms,
and
right?
in my opinion, those people, like the sports medicine team, should be given the power to be like, hey, like you can't.
But they don't want it because they don't want to be the guys that tell them, like they're friends with the guys. They don't want to be the guys that tell them they can't go and
But that's what
compete
guys need
for
to realize,
something.
though. They're not saying you can't ride because they don't want you to get on and they don't want you to
No.
make money. They want you to be healthy.
It's for your health,
It's for the bigger picture.
But do we really have the resources and the, like, what's it going to take to have another whole team there as a concussion thing? Like, that's kind of unnecessary too at this point, right? Like, the NHL has the resources and they have enough people involved or whatever it is that they can have a team be another aspect of it. But we're just doing good to get the sports medicine team at all these events now, right?
Yeah.
And that's not even happened to all the rodeos yet. And I don't think concussions are even really on the friggin' rodeo business's fucking radar.
No, they're not.
They got so much other shit going on. It's not even on the radar yet. So I got a little fired up there.
Well, it's a hot topic, and I mean,
Yeah.
I think I had a thought and I lost it, but anyways, I think guys just need to be accountable themselves too, right?
Partially,
I think people are starting to, like, competitors are starting to see the bigger
Some
picture
are,
more
yeah.
too, right? Like some of them are.
And I should say a lot of them are. But in addition to that, though, when a guy is brain injured or when they have a concussion, they're not in their right mind to really make the decision either,
Yeah.
which is another issue, right? And there was one movie I watched a couple of years ago called The Crash Reel. It was actually on a plane in like Australia or something, and this movie came up. It was about Kevin Pierce, and he tries to go back snowboarding again, and like goes away from everybody that's all his friends and family and everything, and then goes back snowboarding. And I don't know if he was competing or if he was just like riding one day or something, but he actually realized, like at some point, like when he came back, that he couldn't compete. Like he actually realized it, and he had an epiphany where like he realized like, oh wow, I'm really not as good anymore. But he was right up there with Shaun White. Like he was going to be at the Olympics and had a major wreck and a huge brain injury. He couldn't see right for a long time. And when a person is brain injured like that, they don't realize that they can't do what they used to do, or
Well,
they
that's just it, yeah.
they don't realize that that's wrong. Some with the human mind, like that, we don't
Well,
realize.
it
we've been
changes
hurt.
you a little bit, right? Like,
Oh, it changes you big time.
Yeah, like your body goes through changes and it adjusts everything.
Becomes a new normal.
Yeah, and it's even like I read a thing about Chase Outlaw. Like when he rides now, he sees double after
Really?
smashing his face. Yeah,
He's what? And he's still competing?
yeah,
Holy shit!
yeah. So I like it, just stuff like that. It's just like,
Where'd you see that?
I want to say like Flisco or somebody tweeted it out, or like it was on Twitter. Or it was a story I read that
Jesus
he actually
Christ.
when he's like riding, he sees double.
Wow.
So I mean, like
That
you
doesn't
kind of
sound
just
good.
like that's where I get back to the big picture thing. It's like you got to step back and like think of the big picture. Like
Wow.
but I think
But at the time, for some of them, that is the big picture. That's all you know.
well, and that's what I was just gonna say. Like a lot of these guys, like without bull riding, what do they got?
Yeah.
Someone said last year, like the PBR has been like starting initiatives to like have conferences for guys, like and give them options.
It's part of the Western Sports Foundation and some of the
I think
like
guys need to
total
take
athlete-
advantage of that.
Yeah. And I think a lot will. Like, I mean, I heard something that I didn't really realize that much, but like Cooper Davis is looking at retiring already.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that's kind of cool for a guy to be, he's under 30, I think. And he's already won $2.5 million. He's built a big house in Texas. He's, going to go on to the next thing. Like, I think that's great that the PBR can do that for guys, and
For sure.
they can move on to the next thing.
Well, I
It's
think
not
that's
enough to retire on yet, but
no,
I mean,
but
still.
it gives them like letting them giving them options to do something. Like
Yeah.
like it's kind of like what the CHL does with their players. Like every year you played in CHL, you get a year of school.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah, so I mean, if they can give them like just something to get them started and give them somewhere to go, because like you
Yeah.
see a lot of the guys who retired, like where are they now, or kind of thing, right? Or what do you do when that's all you know and you don't worry about it? Like,
Yeah.
that's all you think that because it's not going to last forever. That's the thing.
Oh yeah,
like you're gonna.
Well, and you
cannot-
get that, but not everybody does. But
Yeah.
we'll continue
we
this.
need more people to get that.
We'll continue this conversation on episode 31, Cowboy Shit. It'll be coming at you January 30th. Thanks for listening this week, everyone. Catch you next time.
This was episode 30 of Cowboy Shit with Ted and Wacey. brought to you by Everything Cowboy.